Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Jargalma Tufshinjargar. Our top stories for today. Collaborative efforts between Mongolia and Kyrgyzstan to aid Fintech Enterprises. Mongolia and South Korea expand air connectivity and tourism opportunities. A young family with 6 children moved into a local area to establish their own business, which is now operating successfully. For the news, stay with us. On the invitation of Nurlanbek Shakiyev, the Speaker of the Jogorku-Kenish Parliament of the Kyrgyz Republic, Zandashatr Qamchau, the Parliamentary Speaker of Mongolia, is currently on an official visit to the Kyrgyz Republic from February 27th to 29th.
During the official talks, Nurlanbek Shakiyev, the Speaker of the Jogorku-Kenish, expressed his contentment with the progressively expanding relations between Mongolia and Kyrgyzstan across politics, society, and the economy. Speaker Zandashatr Qamchau underscored the deep historical and cultural ties between Mongolia and the Kyrgyz Republic, emphasizing the friendly relations they share as landlocked developing countries in Central Asia. He highlighted the opportunity for exchanging development experiences and fostering future multilateral cooperation. On February 27, the Financial Regulatory Commission of Mongolia and the National Bank of the Kyrgyz Republic signed a Memorandum of Understanding regarding the cooperation. Bayir Demirtaş, chair of the Financial Regulatory Commission, stated that this agreement aims to facilitate cooperation in supporting Kyrgyz fintech companies and exchanging information on cross-border financial operations.
Mongolian financial technology entities are currently operating in Kyrgyzstan. Consequently, it's deemed essential for the regulatory bodies of both nations to collaborate. This necessity led to the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Financial Regulatory Commission of Mongolia and the Bank of Kyrgyzstan. Financial products can be essentially described as the flow of money. Therefore, to enhance business and trade collaboration, it's crucial to focus on strengthening cooperation within the financial sector. As part of the International Association of Deposit Insurers, DICOM actively engages with the Kyrgyz Deposit Insurance Body. This time, we have established a cooperation MOU on exchanging good practices and partnering in various sectors.
The signing ceremony attended by Zandashatr Qamchau, Parliamentary Speaker of Mongolia Akilbek Japarov, Chairman of the Cabinet of Ministers of the Kyrgyz Republic, and other officials, took place at the Kyrgyz Republic Government Building. The Memorandum of Cooperation was officially signed by Bayir Demirtaş, Chairman of the Financial Regulatory Commission of Mongolia, and Manas Zhakipov, Deputy Chairman of the National Bank of the Kyrgyz Republic.
Mongolian designated air carriers can now operate an increased frequency of 9 weekly flights between Ulaanbaatar and Busan in the Republic of Korea, marking an additional 3 flights on the Ulaanbaatar to Busan route. Additionally, flights from Incheon, Gimpo, and Busan to 5 local destinations in the Republic of Korea are now unrestricted in seating capacity, allowing for a frequency of 15 flights per week.
During air talks held in Seoul on February 22nd and 23rd, representatives from Mongolia and South Korea's aviation regulatory agencies inked a Memorandum of Understanding. This agreement, coinciding with Mongolia's commitment to supporting regional development in 2024, is anticipated to drive significant growth in regional tourism. In a departure from prior agreements where flight frequency was tied to aircraft seating capacity, the latest accord eliminates size restrictions for flights departing from regional airports. This exemption excludes the Ulaanbaatar-Seoul route, which previously limited seating to 200. The Civil Aviation Authority of Mongolia highlights the substantial impact of these changes on the economic and tourism collaboration between the two nations.
In this story, we focus on a young family that has recognized the benefits of living locally and is now successfully operating a furniture manufacturing business in Zafon province. They moved to Zafon province from Ulaanbaatar and established their own business in 2017. While residing in Ulaanbaatar, he was employed at a furniture company that made reasonable profits. However, he decided to relocate to Zafon province to further expand his business venture within the local community. Currently, he employs 8 people in his business.
Living in the countryside is great because it's peaceful and far less stressful. When I first decided to move here, my wife was a bit unsure, but now she supports me.
Their family includes 6 children ranging in age from 2 to 11. He decided to provide his children with a good education and a safe, healthy environment, so he took a courageous step and moved to the countryside.
Compared to Ulaanbaatar, there are more schools and kindergartens in the local area. The time spent stuck in traffic can now be utilized for work. Moreover, with the abundance of fresh air, my children are less prone to catching colds, and as a result, they rarely fall ill.
He selects his factory workers, a practice that ensures the production of high-quality furniture with modern solutions for the local community. An additional benefit is that the prices remain competitive since they do not include transportation costs.
This tile is of German origin, known for its large size. The Korean tile is made from eco-friendly sawdust, ensuring it's safe for human health. Additionally, we offer Russian tiles. Our factory boasts 7 to 8 different types of equipment. Furthermore, one of our devices is designed to assist individuals who may struggle to assemble their furniture, making the process easier for them. Our factory produces a wide range of furniture. Although kitchen furniture and wall cabinets are the most commonly ordered items, there is a sense of satisfaction in seeing the furniture assembled in the house once it's completed.
Since raw materials for furniture are readily available locally, they plan to produce the necessary materials in-house. Additionally, the team actively engaged in social responsibility initiatives. For instance, before the Lunar New Year celebrations, they constructed a wardrobe and 2 beds for a single woman with 5 young children who had tragically lost her home in a fire. Thank you for staying with us. Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Next, our program will turn our attention to foreign news partnered with international news agencies. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have won the Michigan primaries, further solidifying the all but certain rematch between the two men. Biden defeated Minnesota Representative Dean Phillips, his one significant opponent left in the Democratic primary. Democrats are also closely watching the results of the uncommitted vote, which grassroots organizers have been pushing in Michigan as a way to register objections over Biden's handling of the war in Gaza. As for Trump, he has now swept the first 5 states on the Republican primary calendar. But his remaining challenger, former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, has vowed to continue her campaign through at least Super Tuesday on March 5th.
Former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden will win their respective primaries in Michigan. The AP made these race calls as the last polls closed in the state. Michigan is a split poll closed state, so we're able to see a substantial number of vote in both of the primaries this evening before we made these calls. And in those early returns, both candidates had insurmountable leads. Former President Trump had lead over former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and we'd already seen vote come in from areas where she was supposed to perform the strongest, and she just wasn't hitting the marks that she needed. On the Democratic side, we had also seen votes that had come in from areas where we expected the uncommitted vote to have notable support, and it wasn't enough to be able to overcome the lead that President Biden had.
New King Charles III banknotes are on display at the Bank of England Museum in London. Visitors can go see the new tender ahead of its official release on 5th of June 2024. Britons will begin to see Charles' image on their notes when they officially enter circulation on 5th of June 2024.
In a new exhibition at the Bank of England Museum, visitors can see the new polymer banknotes ahead of their release.
They will start to come into circulation from the 5th of June, and it will be a slightly more gradual process than you'll have noticed from previous issues more recently of the £50 or the £20 notes. All four denominations are going to be replaced, and the notes that are coming out will be replacing notes that have been withdrawn from circulation because they're old and scruffy and worn. So it'll be a much more gradual process, but you will start to see them in shops and ATMs from the 5th of June. The future of cash is very much alive, so there are more banknotes in circulation now than there were in 2020, so people are using them and they're very much in demand. Cash is an important choice for many people. Many people prefer to manage their money by using tangible cash that they can see leaving their wallets. But cash is also an essential choice for many too. There are 1.1 million adults in the UK who are unbanked, so they don't have a bank account, they don't have access to digital financial services. So cash is an essential choice for many, and the bank is here to support that choice as long as necessary.
Other exhibits include from the very first banknote to digital and cryptocurrency. The value of notes in circulation has mostly increased over the years, according to the Bank of England banknote statistics. Cash payments have declined over the last decade. Figures show in 2011, 55% of payments were made in cash. This dropped to 15% in 2021. The Bank of England estimates this number will fall to 6% by 2031. The Queen Elizabeth's portrait on British notes and coins will remain a legal tender and co-circulate alongside King Charles III notes. The public will begin to see the new King Charles III notes very gradually. British money bearing the late Queen's image will likely be in circulation for years. British banknotes didn't get Queen Elizabeth's image until 1960, 7 years after her coronation. That's when the Bank of England was granted permission to use her likeness on paper money, starting with the £1 note, though the formal and regal image was criticized for being too severe and unrealistic. She became the first monarch to be depicted on British banknotes. British coins, meanwhile, have featured kings and queens for more than 1,000 years. Northeastern University London history professor Chloe Mackenzie explains.
I think it would be quite shocking for people. In the past, if we kind of go back 100 years or even 75 years before Queen Elizabeth's reign, it was really normal to have coins and notes with multiple monarchs circulating, because if you think, we didn't have quite so many long-lived monarchs in the past.
The future of money at the Bank of England Museum will run until September of 2025.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We will see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.